Hey guys, this is Peter Ferguson from Compass Real Estate, Ferguson Group in the Washington, D.C. area. So I've been showing properties to some clients of mine, and again, it's a new year. They had been looking a lot last year, and they're a example of somebody who is looking at, or decided to hold off because the market was crazy. They had actually had a property under contract in the Petworth neighborhood in DC. It was an amazing property, but either way, they felt like it wasn't the right time, so they actually backed off on it. And so here we are, we're looking again at properties. And one thing that you find when you start looking at properties after some time is that prices have risen, right? And we all know that last year, 2021, was a really crazy time for pricing, and so one of those things is when you all of a sudden start looking, you look at these neighborhoods that a year ago, 6 months ago, you were looking and they were right in your sweet spot for your price range. All of a sudden you might be venturing a little bit out of your sweet spot. And of course, this is the beginning of the year, so there's not as much on the market as there will be in a couple months, but at the couple months there's gonna be more competition as well. So there's kind of a, it's a double-edged sword. So anyway, so the prices now, when you see some pricing that you think, wow, I can't believe that neighborhood is getting that pricing, it is, when they get that price, when they get close to that price, it's setting a new price standard for that neighborhood. So one thing you can do to sort of, in the Washington, D.C. area, DMV, to kind of get ahead of that, to combat that a bit. And what I was doing with them was looking in neighborhoods that, as neighborhoods they were dying to live in have risen in price, start looking at those neighborhoods just past those places. So in this regard, it was a couple neighborhoods they liked. They loved Petworth, they loved Columbia Heights. Those areas have gotten extremely competitive and extremely pricey. So we started looking at properties in Brightwood Park, which is just north of those properties. And you tend to get price has gone up there a lot too, but they tend to be a little bit lower than what you'd find in Petworth or in Columbia Heights. In addition, they were looking in Capitol Hill, so we were looking in the Hill East area, which again, becoming more and more competitive, because that's, as the popular neighborhoods, as the IT neighborhoods get more and more expensive, people get priced out of those neighborhoods, so they look just past it. But that's what I would encourage you to do. The other thing that is pretty fascinating in the DC area to look at is over the next year or two, there's going to be a lot of changes to the public transportation. So there's a lot of metro stations opening. Maybe not a lot. There's a few metro stations opening. So we are actually looking at townhomes in the Potomac Yards area of Alexandria, Virginia, which is a really cool area. And this year there's been delays, but this year it should be that they're opening up the Potomac Yards metro station. So that area, you've seen the prices rise, but when you're going from DC pricing to Alexandria pricing, you're doing a little bit better, maybe a little less competition. And then to have access to the metro station is really good. And there's multiple metro stations opening this year. So if you're a buyer looking for a property and been getting priced out, but need some of those kinds of things, it's definitely worth just looking past those places and seeing what you can get 5 minutes, 10 minutes past those neighborhoods that you wanted to live in. See what's happening in there. Most of the time, especially in DC, the developers, they get priced out too, so they start looking where they can buy those properties. So if you just go, again, 5-10 minutes past those other neighborhoods, you're going to be at the beginning of another neighborhood being developed. And that's the key with real estate, is to get to be one of the first people in that area. So again, look past. What's happening is developers are buying those properties. They're making beautiful properties. Hopefully you're getting a little bit lower price than those IT neighborhoods, and you might have some good opportunities there. All right, so hope that's helpful. If you have any any questions, if you want me to do a video on anything, just say the word. Send me a message. Love to help. And again, my name is Peter Ferguson, Ferguson Group and Compass, the Washington, D.C. area. Thanks.